Hello, everyone, and welcome to Mission Report, the Nintendo News Show. This is episode number 25. My name is James, and today I actually only have 4 different things to talk about. The first one is that Star Fox is here. Star Fox came out actually today as I'm recording for Nintendo Switch 2, and I've played a couple of hours of the game, and what I do want to talk about first is that I think this game's really good. I think it controls very, very well, which I've never played a Star Fox game except for Star Fox Command on the Nintendo DS. So I might not be the best judge of like what exactly makes a great Star Fox game, but I could be a good judge of if this is a good introduction point, which I think that it is. The main campaign is pretty short. You can do the entire tutorial and the campaign, getting through the campaign one time in probably about 2 hours. And this is a game that is very clearly designed to be played and replayed, and they know the game is short, but they have designed it to be played again and again. And I know that because at the end of the campaign, you don't get like any credits or anything. It encourages you to play it again, make different decisions throughout the story, go to different planets. I think there's like 12-ish different planets that you can go to, and you only go to like 5 of them throughout the campaign. So clearly the game, if you want to see everything that is in the game, you're going to need to play through the campaign a couple times. Another thing is that the in-game achievement system, where it gives you kind of like a rating for how you did on specific levels, is not unlocked until after you finish the campaign the first time. So to me, that says that they really want you to go back and play those levels again, do as good as you can, try to make different decisions. At one point, I was in a battle and I lost the battle, and it ended with Team Star Fox retreating. And I think that if you win that battle, there's like a different outcome in like what levels are like open up to you. So I find that kind of stuff really interesting. I think the game controls very well, very well. I might have already said that, but overall, I'm very impressed with Star Fox. I like it more than I thought I was going to, and I'm looking to play more. I've only played about 2 hours, maybe a little more than that. And I don't think this is going to be a game that I'm going to play like endlessly on like the weekends or anything. That I think what I'm probably going to do is like I played it 2 hours earlier today and I played through the campaign one time. I'll probably can't play through the campaign again tomorrow, and probably just keep playing through the campaign like at maybe like each day until I don't really feel like playing anymore. And yeah, and I think that's all really that I have to say about Star Fox. Number 2, there are some new additions to Nintendo Music. I didn't write down how long the tracks and stuff are. I forgot to go and get that information. But they're adding more tracks from Mario Kart World. I think it's the specifically tracks that are in Mario Kart World that are originally from Mario Kart 64, but don't quote me on that. And then they also are adding some tracks from Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment, which I think is only on Switch 2. I don't think it's on Switch 1. I know the first 2 Hyrule Warriors games are on Switch 1. But that'd probably be fun. I think Hyrule Warriors has a lot of like remixed Zelda songs. So I think that it could be nice to kind of go in there and hear those. Anyway, let's keep moving. Number 3, a new Pokemon stop motion animation is coming out next year. This is kind of surprising to me. I didn't know stop motion was still a thing. I especially didn't expect like a stop motion production for something that's the scope of like Pokemon. But I saw this announced on Twitter. This is called The Misadventures of Sirfetch'd and Pichu. I'm not familiar with Sirfetch'd. I am kind of familiar with Pichu. But here's what they said on Twitter. Prepare for an epic stop-motion journey through the wilds of Galar, where gallant quests and the noble deeds await our heroes. Coming 2027. So they didn't really tell us a whole lot. My understanding is that this is going to be like an episodic, like TV show style thing. It's also cool to see it set in the Galar region. I think that like all of the other Pokemon TV shows are kind of set in the same region. I think they're like all in like Kanto. So that's pretty cool. The Galar region is based off of the United Kingdom and is where Pokemon Sword and Shield take place. I played Pokemon Sword and Shield. I played one of them. I have both of them. I don't remember if I played Sword or Shield, though. And I thought it was fine. I didn't really care for it. Anyway, I don't think that necessarily is going to affect the quality of this TV show. But I do think it'll be cool to see some of those Pokemon in there. And I don't know. I imagine that this is going to be available for streaming on like Amazon or something. But we'll have to wait and hear more next year. All right. And finally, I'm just going to end things out talking about what I have been playing, which is that I have finished up 007 First Light. I think I mentioned last time that I'd started it, and I thought it was great. I got the Platinum, and I'm looking forward to the free DLC that is coming later this year. I finished the main game of my Assassin's Creed Odyssey replay, and I took about a week break, and then I went straight into the first DLC pack, which is the Legacy of the First Blade. I finished episode 1 of that earlier today, and then I almost immediately started episode 2. So I'll probably finish up that DLC this weekend and probably take a little break before going into the Atlantis DLC. I've also been going back to Pokemon Legends Arceus. Since I'd never beaten that game, I wanted to beat it before Star Fox came out, but that didn't happen. I'm on mission 14 or 15-ish of like 17 or 18. So I'm pretty close to the end. I think the main story ends at like 17 or 18, and then I want to say that the post game goes up until like 28 or 29, and I don't think I'm going to do all the post game stuff right now. I'll probably come back at some point and do the post game stuff, similar to what I'm doing with Yoshi and the Mysterious Book. And finally, I have been trying to finish The Alters, which I'm playing on Xbox. And I ended up pretty stuck at the end of Act 2. And that was already my second time attempting the story. So the first time I got into Act 2, and it was me and 4 alters, and they were like going crazy and fighting each other and stuff. And then my second time, I restarted, and then I was like, all right, let's play this smart. I'm not gonna immediately make as many people as I can. I'm gonna like take it easy. And so I actually got all the way to the end of Act 2 with only 3 characters. So it was me and then 2 alters. And I'm not gonna say anything crazy. I'm not going to get into like spoilers or anything, but basically at the end of Act 2, there's a very specific task that you have to do that requires you to have 5 characters. So you and then 4 altars. And by that point in Act 2, it was too late for me to craft new altars. So I got upset and quit. Yeah. So we're going to try again. We're going to try, third time's the charm. So wish me luck with that. And guys, I think that's all that I have to talk about today. Until next time, the best way to keep up with me is on Instagram at James_Solar. As always, thanks for watching, and I will see you next mission.